Hey everybody, it is April 6th, 2020. I'm Jeremy Peterson with Vesta Real Estate here in Ogden, Utah, and it is time for a real estate market update. Well, let me say that as you're probably aware, things have been very interesting over the last 30 days. I want to show you what has happened over the month of March since we've had a lot of changes occurring. First statistic I'm going to share with you is what's happened with real estate prices over the past year. March saw us peak. I don't even know if it's a peak yet, but we certainly hit a record price per square foot in Weber County for homes at $138 a square foot. That is up from $130 a square foot last year at the same time. So that puts us up about 5.5%. From last year on real estate values. So we'll find out what that means moving forward into April and the coming months. On volume, we saw real estate sales surge in the first part of March, and then they kind of tapered off a bit towards the end. And at the close of the month, we are right about at the same level we were last year at this time. So right now we have 379 sales recorded in the MLS. Last year there were 388, but there are some agents that are slow to report their sales. So as those trickle in over the next few days and maybe the next week or so, I'm sure that that number will come out pretty close to what it was last year. So sales are flat year over year right now. So the next chart I want to show you is, it's going to be a scary chart, but I don't want you to be scared. But it just kind of tells you some things about how behavior has changed in the marketplace with what's happening with this pandemic situation. So showing time is a tool that realtors use to schedule showings with other agents. I use it some of the time. Half the time I'm calling the agents because I want to get more information and talk to them about the properties I'm looking at. But if we use the automated system, which is showing time, this is what sales have looked like, or excuse me, showings have looked like over the last year. You can see here that they were scooting right along. Everything was looking great until mid-March. And then somebody pulled out the shotgun and shot the balloon, and down to earth it came. And so the tool that we use, showing time tool we use, is down about 35% from its peak a couple weeks ago. But that's just showing time, and that's just a tool we use. It doesn't actually mean that market activity is declining. Rather, it just means that that tool is not being used as much. So the next chart I want to show you is homes that are under contract. This comes from the MLS. As you can see, there are more homes under contract right now than there were last year at the same time. So that's good. That means that people are still in the market. Homes are being placed under contract. You can see, however, that starting in mid-March, that trend started to decline. It dropped about 10% from mid-month to the end. But we're still above where we were last year at this time. So market activity is still happening, and people are still out shopping and looking for homes. And so it's not the end of the world. And this is obviously a lot different than the showing time chart I just showed you before. So this last chart I want to show you has to do with active listings on the market. And starting out, actually all year, we have been short on supply. We've been about 20% short on inventory from what we were last year. And suddenly in mid-March, that all changed. We had a surge in listing activity, and now we are about at par where we were last year at this time with homes available to show. So what's the bottom line here? Well, the bottom line is that the market is in a state of flux. We're not quite sure how everything's going to shake out with this pandemic situation. The national story is going to be different than our local story, and real estate is local. So we'll get some more data points and some things to share with you over the coming months as the situation progresses. But my feeling is that things are not going to be as dark and gloomy as things might be painted for the national picture and what the media is reporting. So if you are looking to sell a home, now's a good time. There are plenty of buyers out there still. People who needed a house a month ago are still needing a house now. We haven't suddenly created a whole bunch of new homes to gobble up all that demand. And so people are still looking, although the way in which we look is slightly different. And I can talk to you about how that shopping experience has changed a bit given our current circumstances. So still a good time to sell a home. If you're a buyer, the good news is that you have 20% more homes to look at on the market than there were last year. And so there should be more opportunity for you to find something that you like, something that's within your price range, and you can make that connection. So if you want to know more about the market, if you're looking to buy or to sell, give me a call. I'd be glad to help you through the current market situation and make the best of it. And we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.